Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the Duke of Cambridge and the Duke of Sussex. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Hello everybody, I'm Barbara, and I'm very honored to have with me today Their Royal Highnesses, the Duke of Cambridge, Prince William, and the Duke of Sussex, Mr. Meghan Markle, also occasionally known as Prince Harry. And this is them in their formal military royal guard. William is in what is called the blues and royal formal attire. His brother Harry is in what is called the lifeguard attire. And I've kept them both in the armor that comes with the ensembles. They do come with different sets of accessories as well. And I thought, since we're talking about seniority, we will of course go with the third in line to the throne. That would be Prince William, the Duke of Cambridge. So we're just going to let Harry step out of the picture for a couple of minutes. And by the way, these are not the stands that they have come with. I'm using fashion royalty stands to hold them up, which is somewhat appropriate since they are actually royalty. This is Prince William, which is, just by the quick look at it, a fairly decent sculpt of his face. About the age that he is now in 2019. It is not, however, a fairly decent sculpt of his hair, because he has hair. Shh. Treason! Treason, we tell you! You're not allowed to talk about the prince going bald. Oh, I am. Very interestingly, and I'm looking at him from the side profile, if I may come in a little bit closer, you will notice, or I hope you can notice, they've done some interesting detailing around his eyes. You can see veins, which is kind of bizarre because he's not known for being terribly stressed out. But otherwise, this is a fairly good likeness of him being very serious, though we often see him smiling. That is in no small measure to Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Cambridge, and their family, His Royal Highness Prince George, the Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. As I said, Prince William is in what is called the blues and royal formal attire. It comes with a solid metal chest plate. It also comes with this very nice pouch. I'm not sure what one would put in this pouch, but it does come with it. The plates come off very easily. It's a couple of hooks in the front, which I don't want to force. A couple of hooks in the front. And then there's a hook at the side. I don't want to take this apart completely. There we go. This one came off a little easier the other side. So you can then take this off. Oops. Clank. They do secure these things very well. I'm just going to step him out of the pouch so you can see the rest of the ensemble. Very nice detailing in the back with the silver buttons and the tight tailoring there. These do not move. It is a faux velvet jacket. In the front, there are no military designations, just the buttons. And he does appear to have on a white shirt underneath. And his off-white pants will close with Velcro. He is not wearing underwear, and we're not going to have any questions about the royal jewels. Am I going to get away with this review? I don't know. There's no detailing at the cuffs as if to say like there's a difference between the lifeguards and the blue and royals. He is also wearing military style boots. Faux patent leather. With a decidedly, I think these are made to be imitations of riding boots, in that you do have this metal piece here. And I'm not sure if that's just to hook on for horse attire or to give them traction perhaps in the snow. I'm just spitballing here. If they were marching outdoors, they would not be so heartless as to require that the prince or the other members of the blue and royals freeze to death. They would be provided with military style gauntlet gloves. There are hands inside, so you would actually switch out the hands that are here and put these hands on. He also comes with, and this is a very heavy piece. I think this tells you the quality of it. And here, there's much more detailing. This is a Napoleonic era hat, though it is obviously the royal, the blue and royals, I should say, which were always British. There is a cross here at the center, and the royal designation at the top, and some fleur-de-lis around. Nothing that would particularly indicate that this is Elizabeth Mountbatten Windsor. Also coming with this hat, which I will show you, is the separate tassel that separates this hat from being, let's say, the lifeguards or another designation. To insert it, there's a very sharp piece right here, and you would pop it in at the top with a steadier hand than mine, like so. And then so if I don't kill him, this is a very heavy piece, by the way. This is solid metal. This is not plastic, this is metal. And that is his helmet. And again, as I said, if he were out of doors, he would have this cloak style jacket to wear. Red velvet collar, blue in the back. There are real buttons. And DID, who made this ensemble, not terribly well, because there goes one button, which is why I didn't want to try to open these. I'm probably going to have this coat redone by someone else, just so I can have an easier time opening and closing it. But the idea is they also do provide you with something like this, which would make it easier to put the buttons on and off. And that Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot one other very important detail of his ensemble. Forgive me, Your Majesty. This is the sword that comes with the blue and royals. And it has a very detailed hilt. Again, the royal insignia, you do see a 2. So this, whoops, you do see, sorry guys, the royal insignia, there is a 2 here, which makes me think this is designated for Elizabeth Windsor Mountbatten, Her Royal Majesty the Queen. And you do get a nice weapon with which to kill yourself. Unfortunately, this did not come with directions, so I have absolutely no bloody idea how to attach this. I do want to show you, though, it does also, here, his clapboard is the insignia of the Blue and Royals. And that is Prince William. We will now step him aside as we make room for His Royal Highness Henry Windsor, Duke of Cambridge. Duke of Sussex. Excuse me. He's the Duke of Sussex. He is dressed as a lifeguard. I believe this is what he wore when he married Meghan Markle. Not the armor, though the way the tabloids treated him during that whole period, he probably should have worn armor. Again, same thing. Different detailing at the cuff. It is a red jacket with navy blue trim, blue and gold at the cuffs. And if you notice, the button appears to be a little bit more pronounced. I don't know if that's just the sewing style or what have you. I did put the sword on him. I don't think I put it on correctly, because if you notice, I have to have him sort of like tucking it in. Prince Harry's ensemble is, again, a little bit different, whereas Prince William was wearing red and gold at the collar. He is in like a very dark blue, almost black at the collar. Silver buttons down throughout. Some things they get very right. The armor is metal. They did give me a pair of white gloves to wear, which I will show you if I can grab a pair very quickly. I don't think I'll be able to. But they did give me a pair of white gloves to wear. To handle the armor. Just to mention in passing. So they do some things right. And again, real buttons. I did get, again, the hook to help me unbutton and button. Again, the white shirt underneath the off-colored white pants. The same riding boots at the bottom. In the back, the same kind of tailoring at the bottom of the jacket. His face sculpt, which I will come in close on in a second. His face sculpt is Harry before he met Meghan, because as we all know right now, Harry is wearing a beard. This is obviously the unbearded version of Harry, so this is a Harry from maybe 5 years ago. And who knows, it might be the once and future Harry if he decides to shave. But it, again, very good likeness of him. His sword, which he comes with, has a different, so has a slightly different pattern to it, although it does still have the two for, I'm assuming, Queen Elizabeth II. And again, this does of course come out. It is a real sword, so to speak. And again, yes, he does have the helmet, though the lifeguard's helmet is a little bit different. Instead of it having a red tassel, it has a white tassel. But the design around it is the same. Fit on his head. It's not quite going on his head as easily. The chain is not going to go down over his head as easily, so I'm not going to. What I'll do is I'll do this. There we go. And that's how he looks with the hat on. He also comes with the military style gauntlet gloves, in case he has to march in the cold. He will also come with a cloak. This one is red. I don't know if they've added insignias since these were made, because I know Prince William was invested as with a higher rank of a Knight of the Garter. And of course, we know Harry has had a much more extensive and active career in the military. He was allowed to go to combat. William was not. This is the pouch that he comes with. Again, the two lions and the cross. I'm pretty sure that's St. George, but I could be wrong. And there they are. And you're probably thinking to yourself, why would you get this? Why would you spend money on the military garb of two royals? Well, the answer is, if you are a fan of the royal family, which I certainly am, these are not bad figures to get, especially, I do have a Princess Catherine. It is not the Franklin Mint Princess Catherine, which is 1/6 scale. It is a repaint that I had done many years ago, but I wanted to have her. I briefly had a Harry, but he got lost in the mail. So it is nice to have the brothers again, and to have these two gentlemen back and in my collection, especially since probably sooner rather or later, not to be macabre, but sooner rather than later, these two will probably be taking on much greater responsibilities as members of the royal family. And I do expect at some point Integrity Toys will come up with a doll that will look close enough to Meghan Markle that I will then have a Princess Catherine and a Princess Meghan to go with their to go with their husbands. By the way, just to very quickly go back in on Harry a little bit. I don't see the same kind of detailing on him in terms of like veins and whatnot on his face, but that's okay, because then again, that was kind of weird to see veins on William's face. So anyway, for Barbara and for the Duke of Cambridge and the Duke of Sussex, I wish you a very good morning. I wish you an enjoyable time watching this video. Hopefully you will not Brexit my video sad. Sorry, I was trying to work that video. I was trying to work that joke in and it bombed. But seriously, guys, these are not cheap. And if you are going to get them, you are basically paying for the metal accessories, the very heavy armor and their helmets, because the costuming is not spectacular. So basically you're paying for the sculpts and the metal. And if that's what you want to pay for, if that's what you want to have, you'd like to have that connection, then by all means, please do get them. So for the royal family and for me, Barbara, I will see you in my next review. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.